Peace, peace.
Hey,
What's up, y'all? It's Ariam,
and Yodit.
and you're tuned in to deuxsol Radio.
That's right, your favorite twins are back talking all things music and culture.
Because two takes are better than one, but twin takes
Are even better.
And we're back with another episode.
Mm-hmm.
And with this new season here on Revolt Podcast Network, we are introducing a brand new segment.
Yes.
It's called So Much to Say. This is an opportunity for our listeners to ask us any question that they want, and we'll answer it here on the podcast. Very excited.
Never did anything like this before.
Never have.
So we put the question out there on our stories yesterday, and we're going to read some questions that came in.
Yes.
Let's get into it.
Let's get into it. So the first question, which one is older, Ariam or Yodit? So we'll give you guys 1 second to think about it. Guess. Are you guys ready? It's me, Ariam. I am 1 minute older than Yodit.
Yes. 60 seconds. Not a big deal. Okay. It's, you just had a little bit of a head start in this world, but you warmed up the world for me, which was really nice.
Yes. Our mom had us via C-section.
So we were in and out.
Ready to go.
Like when I tell you, it wasn't even 5 minutes. It was literally one.
One glorious minute.
Yeah. And it's always so funny when that question comes up because we're obviously twins. We're obviously the same age. But, it's a recurring theme in our lives where someone's going to ask, like, who came out first?
Yeah.
And then it ends up being something that you're attached to. And it kind of feeds into our personality sometimes.
It does. Because I feel like because I'm the older twin,
quote unquote,
typically do things first. Like if we are doing anything like an activity or if we're nervous to do something, Yodi will be like, you go first. And then I end up always going first.
Yeah.
And I think it's like the little
we've done that for everything from vaccines to piercings to going down zip lines. Like Ariam always does everything first and then I follow. And I think it has a lot to do with our birth order.
Yeah. It's been that way.
It worked out in that way. I'm like, you know what? You're used to this. Tell me how it goes.
She put that pressure on me.
Yeah. But you wear it well,
Thank you.
Yeah. So that is the answer to that question. She is the one that is older than me.
Yes. Another question you all asked is, can you read each other's minds or finish each other's sentences?
If I had $1 for how many times we've been asked this question, I would be so rich. Our answer to that question typically ends up being, if you're close to anybody, a sister or a brother or best friend, you develop, similar patterns and you share some wavelengths. I don't know what the science is, but like that energy that you share together, your interests, your reactions to things, your mannerisms,
right?
They end up aligning in different ways. So just by being near each other, you end up picking up these patterns and you end up knowing what the person is going to say next, finishing their sentences or even saying the same things at the same time. And so that already happens naturally. And then that definitely happens with Ariam and I as twins.
I think the frequency is definitely
a little
way
more
more as a twin.
Yes.
Because
more intense though, for sure.
The way we just think is very, very similar. Mm-hmm. And sometimes we'll just like say phrases at the same time, exactly in the same way.
Yeah.
That's very normal. But the whole can we read each other's minds thing, I cannot read my sister's mind. Let's just dispel that here.
Like, I can't be like, okay, Ariam is sitting here and looking at me and I know exactly what
word for word what
she is thinking XYZ. However, I can say with confidence that I could look at my sister in certain situations
and get a sense of
how she's feeling.
Yeah.
Or, she might have a poker face to someone that doesn't know her that well, but if I look at her, I can read through the layers.
Yeah.
It's just something you can't really explain. It's not like obviously reading each other's minds, but there's an energy that you read, and I think energy is always felt, but I think it's more heightened when you're a twin.
And to your point, like you said about the saying the same things at the same time, it's kind of like if you really know someone, you can have an idea of what they're thinking. I think it's just, again, heightened because we are twins. Another question that we were asked was, do we dress alike? We have not dressed alike since the 3rd grade.
Thank goodness.
It
was so funny because I remember that being such a rite of passage for us. Like our mom was obviously a 90s mom and leaned all the way into the dressing the twins alike from birth onward. And so, we got to age 8, 9, and we had a bit of a crisis. And we're like, Mom, I need to be an individual.
Yeah.
I am deciding to not dress like Ariam.
Yeah.
And I just remember that day very clearly, like, we're just not going to do it anymore. And it was, my mom was like, oh, yeah, I thought you guys liked dressing alike. If you guys don't want to, then you don't have to. And
She
we're
never
like,
asked us.
You never
ever.
asked. So I remember ever since then, we have not dressed the same, intentionally at least.
Like, it's funny because we really hated that when we were kids. We really wanted a sense of individuality. And I feel that what you wear is an expression of that. Although we are very similar, we have a lot of similar taste. We always felt like what you wear is how we would stand out being twins.
Yeah.
And so that was like you said, Yodi, so monumental for our lifetime. Was in 3rd grade. We put our little feet down. We were like, Mom, we're not doing it anymore.
Yeah.
What's so crazy though is sometimes our twin telepathy when it comes to clothes is so real. I mean, we don't even live together.
Yeah.
And if we have plans to meet up, there have been so many times where we show up and we're either wearing similar colors or similar accessories or something similar. I remember,
or like a similar silhouette.
Do you remember that one time we went to the museum and I pulled up to your house and we were both wearing black turtlenecks, gold accessories. Our hair was pulled back the same. And we just looked at each other and I was in your living room and looking at the mirror. We were just like, wow.
Like I knew I should have given you a call.
Should we have talked?
Should we have talked this morning? When those instances happen, when we end up dressing like, it's actually so funny because it reminds us that we do have similar brain patterns and we do have the same DNA, because you can't really explain why on this particular day I had this inclination or gravitation to wear these colorways or this, you know.
Even today, I almost wore a scarf around my hair. Like I almost did. And something told me like, it's not working today.
Yeah.
And then I saw you. I was like, it's probably a good idea.
See, like sometimes I'm like, I think I have to text you. I'm like, if we're going to be together, I'm like, what are you feeling today? What are you feeling today? Do you see yourself wearing a black halter top and blue jeans today and gold accessories? Like, what's your vibe? Like, I have to like probably give you like...
I think this is like a trauma response.
No, because it's happened so many times in our adult life, which is very strange.
Yeah.
But it just goes to show that you have good taste, Ariam. You have good sense of style.
I do.
So.
I do. You do too, Yodi. You do too.
Yeah, we do. We do.
And another question that you all asked us was, what's the weirdest thing a stranger has said to us about being twins? We have so many, but I don't think we have enough time on the show. So one that comes to mind, it was just so strange. But somebody asked me, once I told them that I was a twin, have I ever woken up thinking that I was Yodit? And that maybe when we were born, our parents mixed us up and thought that they were picking you up, but it was actually Yodit, and you had the wrong identity this whole time.
Yeah, that one was a standout for sure. Because we've been asked some crazy questions like, you know, if like somebody hits Ariam, would I feel it? Or like, you know, the typical questions just to get them all out. But that one was something.
Yeah.
I
literally, when I tell you,
how did you react to that in that moment?
I mean, I told you about it afterwards, but in the moment, I think I was so stunned. I was like, that's a creative question. No one has ever made me question who I am, because I've never felt that way ever in my life. I've always felt like who I am.
Yeah.
But it was just such a out there question. I was just kind of like, no.
I'm pretty sure I am who I am. And I've always been who I am since birth.
Period. And our last question, do you think Hollywood portrays twins accurately? Do they get anything wrong? I feel this is not an easy question to answer, because I feel at times there are good examples of twins that are been portrayed in Hollywood. Some good examples I think about are Tia and Tamara on Sister Sister. The fact that they had different personalities and different styles. They weren't exactly identical in who they were. But the downside is like, oh, if you have these differences, then they become these archetypes.
I think context really matters too, because we grew up in the 90s, so we saw like those the stark contrast and how twins were represented. I think it was a mechanism to help the audience track who's who, but it, like to Ariam's point, it did come at a cost because it would feel almost hyperbolic.
Yeah.
And it would be like, okay, one has to be extra dumb, or one has to be like super smart, or one has to be like a rebel, and one has to be like a goody two shoes. And so like we saw that with like Mary Kate and Ashley and Zach and Cody and like all these
like
other,
one of them is sporty, one of them is super girly.
Girly. And so I think I understand why that was a mechanism that writers use and producers use. But as a twin, I always felt like a little icky about it, because you can have differences amongst different twins, which Ariam and I have lots of differences, but they're not rooted in those types of archetypes. Like you said, Ariam, they're always like, nuances to these things. And and so growing up, a lot of the times you would be asked, which one of you is the smart one?
Which one of you is better at this?
Which one of you is a dumb one? Which one of you is better at this?
If one person is a certain description, it has to be like the polar opposite, and that's not really the case.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's the case for many twins.
Yeah.
But it's funny, we were actually just talking about the movie Sinners.
Yeah.
And I thought Sinners actually did a pretty good job. At first I was a little nervous. I was like, oh no, Michael B. Jordan's gonna play twins.
Play a set of twins.
I don't know.
How is this gonna how is this gonna play out? Yeah.
But it was actually so well done. And I think a lot of it had to do with how the characters of Smoke and Stack were portrayed. And you could look at Michael B. Jordan playing either character and you can say, oh, that's definitely Smoke, because I understand his personality. I understand his mannerisms. I understand, how he talks and how he walks versus Stack. So I feel that Sinners did a really great job with the subtle nuances of a twin brother relationship. And sometimes Hollywood can get it right.
Yeah. Fun fact, apparently there were twin consultants like on set to help with those nuances, because like you said, Ariam, like not everyone gets the portrayal of twins, right?
Yeah.
And I think that's what made the movie so interesting.
Well, that wraps up our So Much to Say segment. If you guys want to ask us questions for our next episode, submit on our socials at DEUXSOL. That's at deuxsol.
Yes. So switching gears, we have a segment called Soul Picks. And so Soul Picks are all about our opportunity to talk about our pick of the week, whether it is related to music, a song, film, TV that we're into, something that's really been occupying our brains and we just need to download on.
Yes.
And so we are bringing it back for today's episode. And we can't have this segment and not talk about what has been living in our heads rent free, but we have to talk about this season of Love Island USA.
Yes, it is time.
What a ride.
I feel that this obsession over this show has gone beyond us. So, for some context, we actually never watched Love Island before. I don't know what prompted us to watch the season, but maybe our sister who does watch the show was like, you guys have to see it. It's really, really good this season.
It's really interesting.
So we end up starting it. Because we've never seen the show, we had no idea how the format was. I thought it was previously recorded, bulk episodes, and then they air weekly and we'll watch it that way. It is not like that at all. These episodes are coming out every single day except Wednesday nights. The episodes are about an hour and some change, sometimes an hour and a half long. And then on top of that, they're technically still on the island filming while the episodes are dropping.
Yeah, so it's almost like real time.
Yes.
Yeah, which is kind of crazy.
Yodi and I have never watched a show like that. And so as we were watching it day by day, I started to get into it and we started to have this like, there's a new episode tonight. We got to watch it. It started
becoming like appointment television. And because like you said, Ariam, the cadence of how each episode rolls out, it's like you feel like you need to watch it in real time or else someone's going to spoil what happened on TikTok or at the office or your group chat with your friends. So we definitely had some motivation to be on top of watching every episode in real time. And now we get it. You know, Ariam and I, we've watched so many different reality dating shows. This is not the first time we've watched a reality dating show.
We've seen them all. We've seen the Love is Blind, Flavor of Love, The Bachelor. I mean, you name it, we've watched it. But this was such a singular experience for us. And I felt like the more we watched it, the more we became invested in these contestants. And there was a lot of drama.
Yes.
I mean, they kept us on our toes.
Sure did.
And we were hooked. We were hooked ever since. I mean, we would watch episodes and then we'd hop on the phone and want to debrief and download and share our thoughts. And I mean, we were literally, to quote Katie Heron from Mean Girls, you know, when she was talking about Regina George, we were women possessed. You know, we could not stop talking about this show.
I was itching for an excuse to talk about it. Like, somebody talk to me. Somebody bring it up so we can talk about it. No, that is the realest thing, Ariam. That is so real. That's how we felt all season. And, you know, like Ariam said, there are 37 episodes, and this has been filmed across the span of, I guess, 2 months.
Yeah.
Maybe?
These contestants are on the island, depending on if they get eliminated or not. They could be up there for 2 months. No phone, no ability to contact the outside world. They're really just consumed with each other.
Yes.
It's crazy.
And I think what's also fascinating about this, now having actually watched a full season of Love Island and being a part of it in real time, what I loved most about this experience from a sociological perspective was that it really just showed how much we are all longing for community, because this show brought people together. No one was above watching the show, whether it's your friends, whether it's your coworkers, whether it's people on TikTok, like influencers, actors, creators. Like, it really did cultivate community, and people were all talking about it. And I think what it really communicated to all of us was that people are A, longing for community, but B, looking for something to root for. Like, you're rooting for these people, and you want them to find joy, and you want them to find meaningful relationships, and you're invested for their happiness. It really just changed the game. I mean, from watch parties at sports bars and really bringing back the idea of water cooler conversation at the office. Like, this show did that.
Yeah.
It really did that.
It was inescapable.
Yeah.
Like, everyone was talking about this show.
The algorithm was algorithming, okay?
What I think also was so interesting about the show is because they're together for 2 months, they really are truly developing these connections. I mean, their immediate attraction to each other is physical, obviously.
Right.
But because they actually are spending a long time together, like, it's not like how you see these other dating shows, like 3 weeks and then we're getting married, like on Love is Blind.
Yeah.
But this show is like they're really dating and getting to know each other, and they don't have phones, and, you know, there's not as many distractions. Like, they're really forced to have like conversations, and I think it's so interesting. I've never really seen a dating show like that.
Yeah.
And then also, it's not like The Bachelor where there's only one contestant and everyone's vying for them.
Right. Yeah.
You know, you can meet a bunch of people
and explore.
The word of
the show is explore. The only thing that I was like a little shocked about, or what I wasn't expecting, was like the challenges.
Oh gosh.
I was like, oh, this is what we do. This is what Love Island is. So I didn't expect that.
It's a lot.
So it is a lot, but outside of those challenges, you really get to see, like Ariam said, how people have to develop real relationships.
Yeah.
And we're only seeing edits. They are on this island all day, every day, no connection to the outside world. So you can honestly develop real relationships on this island because you have nothing else to do. Like, that's
and there's no, you know, at the end you have to get married, like that pressure. So if they end up being coupled up, even after the show, like, they can decide if they want to keep dating, and it can evolve. Like, a lot of the contestants from last season are still together. I think that's what makes the show a little bit more realistic for me.
Yeah.
So let's highlight some of our faves from the show. Nicolandria. Yodi and I are proud members of the Nicolandria Nation.
We've been talking about Nicolandria since actually episode 1. We clocked it on episode 1.
Nick was given the googly eyes to Alandria.
When he saw the queen that is Alandria,
Queen,
he went inside of his confessional, looked right at the camera, and told America she is the most attractive woman he has seen in his lifetime.
That's a statement, but a true statement at that.
Yes.
And, you know, he had his connection with Sierra, and then Sierra had to leave. And she was, you know, dating Taylor or connecting with Taylor. And real fans know that they were always meant to be.
They truly were.
They were both technically voted off at one point.
Which was crazy. I forgot that.
So the producers, they gave them an opportunity to be saved, couple up, and continue on the show. And that was the best thing that show did. To see if there was a connection. Do they have these feelings? We were really watching them develop from the comfort of our homes.
Yeah.
And it was so exciting.
And it's so funny because, obviously, like you said, Ariam, it was a journey. It wasn't like this linear path to get to arrive at their I wouldn't say union, but their couple, their relationship. But, everyone had these feelings of like the potential of it happening, and everyone that's part of the Nicolandria Hive should feel vindicated and should feel seen, and that we weren't delusional. We did see something there. And just to know that they are together, I feel really happy about.
And now that even post-show, they're together on TikTok lives and Snapchats, and they're giving us more content. They're
feeding us. Thank you.
Thank you, because we need something until that reunion drops in August.
Oh my gosh.
You guys are doing us a huge solid. Thank you. Of course, we have to talk about Amaya and Brian, the winners of Love Island. Amaya Papaya.
Our sensitive gangsta.
Yes.
We love her down. We love her here.
Amaya was a breath of fresh air on the show. I have not seen a TV personality on our reality TV screens like this in a long time. She was genuinely herself. She was so loving, hilarious.
Yes.
And poetic.
Truly.
She had amazing one-liners throughout the entire show. And you can tell they were not prepped.
Nope.
They just came off the dome. And that was really refreshing to watch.
Yes.
She definitely had a journey on the show. She came in as a bombshell to shake things up. And she kissed some frogs, and she dealt with some really undeserving boys. And then she found Brian. But her and Brian didn't get together right away. Brian really shined bright during the Stand on Business Challenge.
Let's have a moment for that.
Because that was so hard to watch when Amaya came up there and these cowards said all these things about her being too much, being over the top, making her feel so small. And then on top of that, doubling down and kind of dogpiling her in front of everyone. And clearly she's getting emotional.
Yeah.
She's taking in a lot.
Yeah.
And Brian is the only person, the only contestant that stands up for her and says, hey, this is who she is. It's a part of Hispanic culture.
Yeah.
It's very normal.
Yeah.
You guys are telling her to meet you halfway, but you're not meeting her halfway.
That's a man right there.
You won in our hearts.
Like, what? Like, when he spoke up, I was like, wait, there is hope in America.
He spoke up right on time because I was starting to get really upset. I'm like, why is no one defending her?
I know. And she was holding it down too. The thing was, what was even more frustrating about that situation was she stood on business.
Totally.
She defended herself. And then she also took accountability. She wasn't sitting up there not taking accountability about anything, but she also did stand up for herself, rightfully so. And the fact that they were just coming back for more and it was a hard watch. But to your point, when Brian came through, that's when I knew.
Yes.
I was like, thank God.
There's a man
There's a man in the villa.
Yeah.
But it also made her look at him in a different way that she had never seen before because they had never explored each other.
They didn't. But Brian and her, they already had this connection that was undeniable. And it was clear that she was going to pick him to couple up with.
Yeah.
And
it was beautiful because he already said he wanted to explore, especially after that moment.
Right.
And like you said, this is before they had any understanding about how loved Amaya is by America.
Yeah.
And that just made us feel like, okay, this is definitely real. This is not motivated by the fact that now he's learning that she's like the sweetheart of America. Like he loved her before that. And so that made me feel like their connection was really authentic. And so shout out to Brian because he's a king. Shout out to Amaya. And then what we love most about Amaya, I think she has this sense of empathy that's really refreshing for reality television.
Yeah.
Everyone calls her sensitive. She cries, whatever. But I think what's so amazing to see on screen is like we don't really see someone constantly having empathy for everybody around her. And she is the epitome of a girl's girl.
Truly.
I feel so excited that they both won as a couple.
And then another thing we loved about this season was the Meg the Stallion cameo.
Let's talk about that.
She was incredible for so many reasons because, of course, she's a fan of the show, but she really showcased how much she loved the show when she was talking to the girls and really individually giving them some love and talking about like, oh, when you did this and that, like, oh, Alandria, your body is so T, what's the workout routine? And Huda, I want you to smile more. Like all of these moments really proved that, oh, Meg is really tapped in and you can tell she really wanted to be there. Like it wasn't just a gig. It wasn't just an opportunity to, you know, promote her brand. And she was so fun.
Yes.
The twerk challenge. It was just like so organic.
Yes.
It didn't feel inauthentic.
Yeah, it didn't feel contrived. It felt so right. Like she did not feel out of place.
Yeah, I was smiling that entire episode.
That
episode
it was
so
too
fun.
good. And then it's just, again, it's just a testament to how big the show is. How it's like really connected with so many people. It doesn't matter who you are. No one is above the show. Yeah. And I think Meg, being one of the most biggest artists of our time, being on the show as a fan, not just as a judge,
and
but as
totally
a fan,
tapped into the show.
Yeah, like watching in real time, you know, you can tell she's a real fan. Like she wasn't talking to producers about what to say. Everything came from her and it was so cool to watch. Yeah. So I think that was another highlight for the season.
Yeah. And then lastly, our favorite couple of the show, Shelly and Alandria.
Love that pair. Okay.
I mean, they technically weren't a couple, but they were a couple in our eyes because I loved their friendship. These were two absolutely stunning Black women that were close, that were sisters, that always got along, supported each other, and they were highly desired on the show.
Yes.
And that to me was extremely refreshing because as Black women, sometimes they're not picked. They're not chosen, you know?
They're often decentered.
Yes. And they were right in the center for me.
They were. From day one, as soon as I saw, I said, casting did their big one.
Yes.
Casting did their big one because they were gorgeous. They were beautiful inside and out. They gave us looks. They gave us energy. They gave us all the things. And I just love that they were given so much love and they were affirmed on a platform as big as Love Island.
Love Island. Every time they were on screen together, like I just got excited.
Yeah,
like, I just
smiling
loved
ear to ear.
seeing like these beautiful Black women just killing it. The looks, the energy,
the hair,
how they were so composed. You know, they dealt with a lot on the show and they still held it together. Even when Alandria had her one moment about Taylor, it came from a very valid place.
Yes.
You know, she was having this connection and she was fostering it and she felt frustrated and it's okay to feel frustrated.
Yeah.
But throughout the show, honestly, I just really enjoyed them and I cannot wait to see how these women team up post show with the brands and the business opportunities.
Oh,
and even all the contestants really, but I want to see Alandria and Shelly all over the makeup brands. I want Alandria high fashion modeling. Like I want to see it all.
The face card. Whew.
I mean, they literally just got off the island and they did a social media collab with the Marlon Wayans to promote his comedy show.
No, the opportunities will be flowing in.
They just got to U.S. soil.
I know. And Amaya, don't even get me started.
Oh.
Poppy coming out with a flavor while she was still on the show is crazy. It is crazy. They came out with the mock and everything. I'm like, what? She's still in the show, in the villa in Fiji.
Yeah.
And she doesn't know any of this is happening.
Yeah.
So I just love to see all the girls win this season.
Yeah.
And I can't wait to see them get that bag post show.
Yeah.
Now that the show is over, you know we're going to be tapped into the reunion
in August, and it's going to be co-hosted by the Andy Cohen, the king of hosting reunions.
Yes, it's going to be.
I don't even know if these contestants are ready.
They're not, but I'm here for it. I am so excited that he's going to co-host this. Because he is never biased. he does his research.
He does.
He is tapped in, and he has really good follow-up questions.
Yes, especially when it comes to like the accountability questions.
Yes,
so
yes.
that's going to be pretty juicy.
Yeah, so we are definitely going to be tuning in, and we can't wait. So yeah, that's our soul pick of the week, guys.
Yes. And that wraps up today's episode. If you like what you heard, you can keep up with us on our socials at deuxsol. That's at deuxsol. You can watch us on YouTube and Spotify, and you can listen to us on Revolt Podcast Network, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music. If you can hear it,
We'll be on it.
And till next time, guys.
Peace.